Hello, sweetheart. Hello. Hi. Hi, honey. Hi. Yes, my good girl. Good morning. Oh, when we woke up this morning, it was still only 57 out here. I'm just giddy with joy at how wonderful it feels outside. The humidity says it's high, but when it's 57 degrees, it just really doesn't matter. It doesn't feel bad to us at all. It's great. Don's headed off to his DMV appointment, and I'm doing kitty stuff. Just in case I didn't say, or you didn't watch the day that I said it, it's to get his driver's license converted to a real ID. Don has a valid passport, so it's not urgent. But I've been trying to snag him an appointment for a month, hitting refresh on the screen, and we finally got lucky. And I need to do the same for Johnny now. It'll be one less nagging worry in the back of my head. Johnny has a passport too, but still, we'd like to have a valid state-issued ID. All right, let's go feed the backyard guys. Stripe and Marty have been in and out. Morris has been waiting. It's all good. Come here. Come on, guys. Morris, come on up, honey. See if he'll come up today. Morris, come on, hon. Come on. Here he comes. Good boy. Here we go. Well, this way, if the chicken comes down, he's up here eating, and I don't have to worry about you mean he won't move? They don't move for the chicken, but the chicken will stand, you know. There he is up there already. 20 feet away and have a meltdown. Make a lot of racket. Here you go, Stripey. Woo! My camera is on my bag is around my neck, and it, you know, gravity brought it forward when I leaned over. It kind of swooshed. Yes, I know you'll be down, but Stripe's going to eat his food first. So this came on this morning, but now it's not on. The other two are. I'll have to sort of try to figure out what's going on with it. I thought it came on first thing, but we'll have to see. It could be clogged again, but I cleaned it 3 days ago. It's not like that. So I call this harp string. Mr. Maple calls a very similar one fairy hair. Apparently super sensitive to overwatering. Mine is looking better, but I'm definitely, maybe all the other ones were fine the way I was watering them, but this one, no, like absolutely not. So I have to be really careful. I shoot him so I could talk to you without us having to listen to him for carrying on. You can see how well that's working for me. So Don's appointment's at 9:15. It shouldn't take a long time. It's just right down there by Vicious Fishes, right off Main Street in downtown Fuquay. This side, Fuquay downtown. Since it's so pretty out here, I'm going to start pulling stilt grass down in the front. And when he gets home, and probably tell him I'd like to go do weights at like 12 or 1 or something if we can do that. Let him finish his coffee. Let me pull some weeds in this beautiful weather. But we'll see. I'm not set on that. Let me refresh their water.
They call this North Carolina blue skies. It is perfect today. That can't get any better. It's a nice breeze, not a cloud in the sky. It's probably in the low 70s, no humidity. And I'm doing what you do is you wait in line at the DMV. But at least there's a Tesla here, right there. It's like a Model S. The guy says I'll get a text on my phone when they call my number. I've checked in, so I'm all good to go. I have a 9:30 conference call I'm going to take outside. He said no problem. I would say they're pretty organized. They're doing the best they can, I'm sure. This cute little museum here, we've toured it with the little caretaker. She's like the town historian, and that was well worth going. I don't know what video that was, but I'm sure, well, we could probably hunt it down. Anyway, let me go get ready to take my call.
I'm out here pulling weeds. I was enjoying the peace and serenity of the morning, the cool temps, the low humidity, and then somebody on a zero-turn lawnmower showed up to mow this lawn up here. It's great that they're mowing. I'm not. I just can't express how much I needed a couple hours out here just to do my thing in peace and quiet without all that noise. So I'm not quitting. It's not that big a yard. Maybe they'll only be going for 15 or 20 minutes, but it's almost loud enough I need ear protection, and I'm not even anywhere near it. Sigh. I told Don a couple nights ago I'd beg him to move farther out into the country if I don't know where he's going, far enough into the country that there was less of this crap and a bigger piece of land if I was younger. I just don't have another back after getting my yard in Willow Spring looking good and then getting the yard over here looking good to do a third yard. I just don't have that in me. So we're just gonna have to stay here and deal with it.
Well, I had a robot drive me home, including exiting a parallel parking space. No, that's right. I didn't know if it would work, so I just clicked home and pushed the button, and all of a sudden, it did the noise. It backed up, turned on the turn signal, and exited the parking place.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
How cool is that?
No interventions all the way home, and it literally drove me. You can see Jules sitting up there. Anyway, I come home and find my girl down here hard at work pulling stilt grass.
Well, you can't waste beautiful North Carolina days like this.
Yeah, well, my earlier video described that exact scenario, a perfect North Carolina day. That's right.
It's supposed to be today, tomorrow, and maybe Sunday too.
Yeah,
in the 70s all 3 days. I don't care if it's cloudy.
Yeah. If I feel a little guilty. We're still going to go to the gym, but she wants to work more. I would come down here and work with her, except for between that and the gym, I can't afford to take that many hours off today.
That's all right. There's always tomorrow.
But that's right. But the thing is, I was thinking maybe we get out here tomorrow.
I won't be able to finish. There's no way.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, don't save any for me.
Well, I'm not saving it on purpose. I've got other stuff don't you think I got other stuff I'd rather do?
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but I have to say, the DMV got my real ID. About an hour, I was showed up a little early. I got there like 2 minutes after 9, and I was in the car, I think at 10:14. So that included all. So let's just say it took an hour, which Maryann said if it only takes you an hour at the DMV, count your lucky stars, and I agree with that. And I have to say, it was relatively smooth. For a government process, it sort of worked correctly. Although the text thing, the number text to the phone, I was just right outside the door taking my conference call when my text said, "Okay, proceed to the window." Well, that took me all of 15 seconds to get back in the door, and the guy was all, "Last call for A122." And he was quite adamant. And I said, "I'm only 122." And
who snagged that appointment for you?
Who
helped you get all the documents together?
Yeah, my cutie pie, she sure did. Yeah, I wouldn't be, I'd just wing it. But she's much more thoughtful. Keeps me out of trouble.
Your license good for?
It doesn't change. He told me that.
No, it still expires in a year.
I think it's longer than that. I think it's 2032, or did I get myself confused?
Okay, it's expired. The expiration date doesn't change because you went and paid to have it converted to real ID.
That is correct. It was $675. $1675, I think, is what it costs to get a duplicate, effectively a duplicate. And then the other piece of the thing, he gave me a paper real ID that's good for 60 days while they mail me the real ID.
Boy, they're awful confident in their ability to get you the new one in a timely manner.
Yeah, right. I agree. Anyway, so time will tell. So I'll be have a real ID to drive my robot. All right, kitten, you enjoy yourself. Kiss, kiss. I gotta go get to work on a perfect day.
Huh?
I said, I got to go get to work on a perfect day.
Well, this isn't one of those weed pullings where you look and you go, oh, wow, that looks so much better. Yet, I pulled weeds for about 3 hours, and clearly I made a lot of progress. I'm even on those trees coming up here. So I got to go that way. And maybe just a little touch up in the thickest part here. And otherwise it's good. Otherwise it's good. And I'm done because I've had enough fun. And it's noon. I've only had 1 cup of coffee today. We need to fix that. I'm liking it. There's a sign that there's a lot of good stuff happening on this workbench right now. And Johnny has done a lot of hole drilling with the drill press. And he's got these mounted. Are they glued or screwed in? Okay. All right. Well, it's looking good. This is for the hockey bot. So Johnny had asked for this iFixit little tools. I guess they're screwdriver bits, but all different little tiny ones. And anyway, that came from Amazon, and he's using it today. So this is the first time I've had this Life Factory cup in the car. And it went in kind of hard. I'm used to my bottles just sliding into the cup holder. And the new cup holders have, it's probably hard to show, but right here and right here. So around the center on both sides and on both cups, there's a little soft, thank you, Donnie. There's a little soft thing that you can push right in there. Your finger goes in on it. And so it's going to hold your bottle a little more snug. If it's a bigger bottle, it's going to, I guess there's one over here too on the side. There's 3 of them in there. Anyway, a little design change to help your different size things not tilt around and be all loosey goosey in there. Pretty cool. And then I had turned on, but maybe it's because it's not on both of our profiles, but I had turned on accessory power on my profile yesterday, and I got a message 3 minutes ago that says that it was turned off due to low battery charge, but we're at 76% battery, so that's not right. But maybe it's because Don and I both don't have it on, and he drove robot this morning. I don't know. So I'm going to drive us to South Park, this super long trip to drive robot for the first time here. We're going to go work out there. Actually closed for the holiday weekend starting at 5 o'clock, but it's 2:20. We've got plenty of time.
Yeah, and who says I don't let her drive?
Well, we never said that.
Oh, yeah, I let my girl drive. You gotta be careful, aren't you?
Funny. Very funny.
There she is. I'm letting her drive my car.
Letting me drive his car.
That's
right.
He's
letting me, yeah. And it's his car. This is two strikes. So you got a 3rd strike?
It has less than 100 miles on it. It's like brand new car.
Now, if he wants to be worried about me tripping into it and putting a dent in the passenger door, I could get that. But me driving it up there, he's worried about?
Nah, not gonna happen.
That's not a problem. Okay, so first off, which one of these buttons on this?
Right. That's closest to you there. That's
okay.
It. Yeah, there's
all right. I'm putting my foot on the brake, so then it ought to pop up.
Yeah.
Well, don't point at the pin.
Show a pretty girl.
I don't want to. Hi.
Pretty girl.
Yeah, well, I didn't need to change out of my yard clothes because so I want to back up, so I'm swiping toward the rear of the car.
There you go.
And it showed the backup camera. I really, oh God. There's no creep. I'm sorry. I cussed. I didn't mean to. There's no creep. Okay, so the next time I drive robot, you're getting the car out of the garage.
Okay.
Because I do not like having to come out. God, how are you even get out of the garage without creep?
I would tell you.
I can't stand it.
I think it's a worthwhile function to have creep available in reverse, so you can just let your foot hover over the brake and the car will get out of the back up for you with your foot hovering over the brake. I think that would be an improvement and safer.
Now I got to do this?
Yeah. Look at you. Boy, this girl is good.
When you saw my hand, it went.
Yeah, no.
I was like.
No,
okay, well this. Okay, everybody don't be mad at me.
She's just practicing.
Well, no. This is a nice gimmick. Give me the darn gear stick shot. I'm too old to be wanting to deal with this.
Well, I tell you, the way she pulled out of that parking place and headed home from the DMV, you know, all I had in the future, I think you're just going to push the autopilot button. It's going to figure out which direction to go.
Okay, well, this may be why we're not upgrading Ruby. I can barely drive the car because there's no creep. And you're going to say, well, we've been trying to tell you for 8 years to stop driving with it on. I hate it. I can't stand it.
I don't try to tell her anything.
I'm sorry, but I don't like this at all. I'm feeling like I'm having to really keep my foot on the accelerator when I don't want to have to keep it on the accelerator.
Honestly, creep.
Although, hang on a minute. Now, wait, I'm going to let the car come to a... Oh, my God, it comes to a stop, and I've not even touched the brake.
That's right.
But let me put my foot on the brake because us old school people, there's one of these things on here. God, I don't know what it's under. It wasn't speed limit. I turned on the visualization, and I don't think, maybe it's under dynamics. Deceleration, I have it on standard. I left it on standard and not reduced.
Well, you can put it on reduced.
So that would cause the vehicle not to
stop
so quick.
Yeah.
And that might simulate creep a little bit for me. So it says adjust how quickly the vehicle slows when the accelerator pedal is released. This setting does not impact range, which I found hard to believe, and that's why I'm reading it to you, or brake pedal response. So maybe let's just see. Oh yeah, the car actually moves now for me. It was like we were fighting each other because, well, that's at least a little better. So maybe they don't call it, reduced. Oh, thank goodness. I can actually drive the car now.
Well, we'll see how it works when you get up to the stop sign.
Right. Well, I get it. Some of you people want one pedal driving. I want comfortable driving, and one pedal is not particularly comfortable to me.
I like being thrown around.
I missed the pothole.
Yeah.
So do we have South Park where we can?
No,
wow, I took my foot off. Oh, it's okay. So if anybody wants to tell you that the what do we call it? Creep isn't available anymore, that's not true. All you got to do is say reduce, brake pedal, whatever, and I've got creep back.
Whoa.
Oh God, thank God, because I was there's no way I'm going to upgrade Ruby if I'm going to be tortured every time I drive my car by no creep. There's just no way. I'm not gonna deal with it.
These guys are slacking off today.
Yeah. So we don't have South Park that we could navigate?
Oh, sure. Yeah, probably. That's right. It's my job.
Yeah, over there, co-pilot.
Where's the thing?
I don't know.
Navigate to South Park, Fuquay Arena.
Since I'm driving, because I don't have us navigated anywhere, I'm not looking away from the road.
Well, it says we'll be there in point
okay.
two. Yeah, on a,
now, Dawn tried to tell me, how do I engage autopilot?
You push this button.
I push it.
Just push it. You are now in autopilot.
Okay. Well, I like that better than toot toot. So this is the third way I've invoked autopilot in a Tesla.
That's
twice
right.
Down on Ruby's stock, twice down on Jules's stock, and then the push button. So that's the third different way a Tesla you might engage autopilot.
Right. Yes, that's right. You used to have to do 2 clicks, and then they changed it to 1 click, and now it's 1 push. You used to do 2 clicks on the stock, and then it was 1 click on the stock, and then now you just push the scroll button.
Now I know how Don feels when I'm talking when he's trying to supervise the car.
Hey, she's doing great. The car did that, by the way. That was all the car.
Right. I got a nice little gap in the traffic there, so she didn't scare me to death. The visibility is not good at that left turn.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a little odd here because there's no, well, the little turn, we'll call it a divot here. She had to cross the double yellow line. The road's not painted well there.
Oops.
That was my phone, I guess.
Yeah. It was.
Okay. I don't know, we're in here, 200 feet until the official, there's a pedestrian there.
Yeah.
She sees the pedestrian. She's slowing for the pedestrian.
She shows the pedestrian. She knows she's turning. She gonna hit that tree?
No. Silly boy. Well, she came a little close to the curb there. I made close enough. I hit the brake. Okay.
We're gonna do our pogo loop.
We're gonna do our pogo loop, and she did not exactly bring me in right to do that, but that's okay.
I should have said splash pad, and she would have taken you right over there.
All right, you can stop filming now.
Okay.
She popped up a place to park really fast. I didn't have to hesitate at all. So we'll be checking the Greenway parking lot and see if it's better with hardware 4. And then, I hit it and she put up the park and she's just doing it just fine.
Yeah.
Practice a little bit with it when you don't need to park. When it's, like you're out on a Friday night and there's 50 cars on the street and you try it for the first time. Don't do that. Go to a place like this where there's a few cars, and it's so much better now because you don't have to have cars next to to park in between. It'll just park even when there's nobody on either side of us or anything. And practice in a parking lot. But definitely try it because it's really working pretty darn good now.
Yep.
So a couple of comments. Their stitching on the back of the steering wheel is right here, and it's rough. And it was rough like this on Jules. Ruby's steering wheel is much better. We both agree, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I told Dawn, when you're letting the wheel spin, I realize we're not supposed to be touching the wheel a lot, but let's face it, we're still touching the wheel. So it's really rough. I think on Jules it must have gotten a little softer over time. But I told Don if he wanted to do some customization to make this actual wheel softer back there, or a wheel replacement or something, because we're going to have his car a long time, I would totally be up with that because it's just rough on our fingers. I think I'll be able to back out of the garage without so much difficulty. If you're used to creep backing out and then you don't have it, it's really harder. Because you want to go slow and be careful you're not hitting anything, but you're being forced to put your foot on the accelerator when you really don't want to. But I think that reduced braking, or whatever it was called, reduced regen. That was deceleration is the tab there. Deceleration is the tab, and putting it in reduced, to me, robot is now driving exactly like creep is on. Right. So I think I'm going to be okay backing out of the garage now. And that was really important to me. So Tesla, keep that function, because some of us, Don told me to enjoy my driving experience. I am not trying to get the absolute maximum amount of range out of the car every time I drive it. I'm cranking the heat, cranking the air, taking off from the stoplight with my foot all the way down when I feel like it. And I don't need to put every ounce of energy. I don't care about coming to a stop without putting on my brake. I don't care about one pedal driving because I didn't grow up with it. And I want the car to be comfortable otherwise. So Don backs out of the garage every morning when he's backing out. He's making a noise. He backs out of the garage every morning in my profile because he likes creep enough on for backing out of the garage that he would rather be cramped with the seat in my position than use his profile. That should put that in perspective for you. What else was I going to say, Donnie? I told you 3 or 4 things I was going to say.
The pin to drive thing, the button, the home, how you do home. We just set home, changed our work location.
Yeah, that actually wasn't one of the things. But if you want to change home or work, you got to press and hold. Then you got to clear it, and then you got to pick it. And we forget that because you don't change home or work a lot. But it's pretty easy to change, but you got to press and hold and clear it, and then click the new one. Now, let me think for a second, because there's the other thing I wanted to talk about is steering weight. Don and I both have it in light, and in light it feels harder than it felt in whatever we have it on in Jules or Ruby. It still feels more stiff than we're used to it feeling in the other 2 cars, and it's fine. It's not that much stiffer, but it does feel it doesn't feel light and easy. It still feels pretty stiff.
Yeah, they used to call it comfort, I think.
Right, they used to call it, where Ruby's tabs probably still comfort. So anyway, I think when we originally talked with David about how the different cars feel when we had done our test drive or whatever, we all agreed that there's no way we're putting it on standard or heavy. Like, they'll never get used, and even light doesn't feel as light as we want it to feel. So in the new Y, you know, that's just probably a software change. But I think a lot of people are going to find that light. So we threw down our suede dash thing, and it fits pretty good. And on top of that, it doesn't seem to cover up the lights, but you can see there's a little gap. But this will probably lie back down after it sits there a bit. And Don says he knows for a fact he has this great new what? Cutter.
I have a new rotary tool cuts cardboard, poster board, and I bet we'll cut right through that fancy
suede. Yeah, we'll think about it. We're just gonna leave it sit here for now. We're gonna just leave it sit here for now. Since we've been home, I've made shepherd's pie. Don's still trying to finish up work. Johnny's out working on more robots, and I am going to work on the French cafe for a bit. So this is Johnny's hockey bot. He's been working on it all afternoon. He just turned it on. That's the safety down in there. He says weight is 15 pounds, but he's not near the limit.
And I have some fans over the ESCs to keep them cool. And this fancy Velcro system, so I don't have to deal with taking it on and off.
For battery changes.
And I can rev the fans up if I need to. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yep, I think we probably can.
But I'm probably going to keep them close to this. And then, so the way this works is this shaft, this motor shaft right here. There's going to be two wheels on either side of it. And the motors are going to squish the shaft, and that will provide the friction that will turn the wheels.
And then Johnny said there's going to be some green TPU stuff also. Forks on this side and some guards, right? The green spongy, instead of the hard filament, the stuff that prints it spongy.
You should point at the shaft.
Okay, because we're going to turn the motor. It's not turning.
It is turning. It's hard to see.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I swear it wasn't turning, but let's you prove me wrong. Wow. Okay. That shows you what I don't know. Way cool. And there's one of those on both sides?
Yes. The other one just isn't working right now. I had an ESC incident.
Right.
But it's here and, yeah.
Okay. Wow, it's really coming along. I think you're going to have a hockey bot at this tournament.
Thank you.
Looking good, Johnny, looking good. This is the battery that was inside the hockey bot. I thought some of you might want to see what it was. And it's got like these quick connects, so Johnny can take it out of the bot to charge it up and then put it back in the bot.
For those curious, it's lithium polymer chemistry. It's 2,200 milliamp hour. And it's 11.1 volts nominal. It gets as high as 12.4 and as low as like 10.8-ish, I think. I don't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head.
Okay. Way cool. Some of you will remember that I picked up this scale at Guardian Angel for Johnny. It handles a lot of weight, right? It goes up really, and he can take it to competitions, and you don't got
4 pounds.
I'm trying to get it. Wow, so it's way under what the required weight limit.
I think everything else is probably going to add approximately 3-ish more pounds, 4-ish. Because there's a lot of metal to still go on, and those CPU parts I'm going to print thick.
Yeah, Johnny's got a meeting with some of his robot friends on Sunday, and one of the guys built him wheels. So they'll be trying to mount them on Sunday. Well, I shouldn't say try. They will be mounting the new wheels on Sunday. Well, I did start building up the front entrance area a bit more. That's all I have time for today. But hey, it's going good, so no complaints.